Okay, so what you're going to do first is you're going to check your start time. So the start times will be here. There's a clock there to tell you what time it actually is. There's 5-minute start times. So you're looking for your start time, your number, and your colour for that particular heat. Once you've found that, you're going to head to the start pen. We're not going to call out names. We're putting the onus on you to make sure you're there on time, ready to go. So I would suggest that you get in there 5 minutes before and get yourself your armbands, your completion bands, and be ready to go. So once you check the board and you know what time you're going, what colour band you have, and what number you have, you'll head into the pen. Once you're in the pen, you'll see coloured armbands with numbers on. So you should by now know what colour you are and what number you are. So you just take a band off of there. It has to go on your right arm, and you'll take your coloured bands out of here for your attempt bands, and they will go on your left arm, please. And then you'll head to the start line. So the first obstacles you're going to come across will be the 4-foot and 6-foot wall. On the bottom of them, you'll see it says mandatory. If you can't do them, then there's a 2-minute time penalty per mandatory obstacle that you can't complete. After the walls, you have the monkey bars. Monkey bars are a banded obstacle. You're going to get 5 bands before you start the race. Obviously, you want to keep as many as you can. If not, you've got penalties to try and gain some back afterwards, but I'll explain that more later. But for the meantime, monkey bars, single attempt, banded obstacle. Rope climb. It's a mandatory obstacle, so if you can't do it, it's a 2-minute time penalty. You don't have to climb the whole rope. There's a taped mark about halfway up. You just have to get your hand over it. So just here you can see the tape. Just got to get one hand above it. A-frame cargo net. Obviously it's another mandatory obstacle. 2-minute time penalty if you can't complete it. Just up and over. Rope traverse. Another mandatory obstacle. 2-minute time penalty. Same as all the others if you can't complete it. You must start from the platform on your red or blue colour, whatever you've been given. It's not the full length. You just got to travel about 3/4 of the way until you get the bell, either the red or the blue. Next obstacle, vertical cargo net. Very simple, up and over, mandatory obstacle. So again, 2-minute time penalty if you can't complete it. There will be mats the other side if you do want to flip, but just bear in mind it's not a tall net, so you may reach the bottom quicker than you think. Balance beam, again, mandatory obstacle, 2-minute time penalty if you can't compete. On the mandatory obstacles, you can have as many goes as you want. So pick your lane. And you must have 1 foot on the downward slope, and then you're allowed to jump or run down. It's up to you, but 1 foot must be on the downward slope. And then you've completed it. Next up is Z wall. We're not using that first section because it makes the run uneven for people. So we take out the first section and it evens it up because we've got a different setup for the Z wall than Spartan have. So it's a mandatory obstacle, 2-minute time penalty if you can't complete it, multiple attempts. Just here, you have your red block for the hand and foot. You must have a hand and foot on those blocks before you start, and then you can get onto it and start. Next up is hurdles. There's 2 heights. We go over the top of them. Mandatory obstacle, both of them. 2-minute time penalty if you can't complete it. Next up we have Olympus. It's a banded single attempt obstacle, this one. So if you don't complete it, you lose a band. Next up, we've got a quite simple set of rings, starting from the platform, banded single attempt obstacle to the bell at the end. After the rings, we have twister, single attempt, banded obstacle, short twister to the bell at the end. After twister, we have the multi-rig, which is a set of rings, and just here, there's a short bar through to the bell at the end. So after the multi-rig, we have the bucket carry. You'll pick up a bucket, you'll head down that way, come back, put the bucket back where you started. After the bucket carry, you're going to come to a relatively short spear throw. Should you miss the spear, there's an instant penalty for that. So you're looking for this, spear penalty. Take the tyre off, roll the stone out, put it down, carry the stone around the root, bring it back, drop it in the tyre. Once you've done your penalty or you've done your spear throw, you'll have two choices. It'll either be you've got all your bands, so you head to the finish, or you have one band remaining and have to get 4 back, so you're going to go to do the bucket penalty. So that'll be 1 bucket carry for each band you need to get back. If you have no bands remaining, we're still going to get you to do 1 penalty loop for us, just in case we don't get enough people to fill the spots in the semi-finals, and then we'll be able to take the time from the fastest person who lost all their bands to bump them into the semi-final. I don't see that happening, but we're going to make you do it anyway. So if you've been unfortunate and you have to do some bucket penalties, it's slightly different to the first bucket carry you'd have done, where we extend the route and we ask you to just step over this bucket carry penalty loop. 2 arrows to tell you to go over. Just goes round the fence and back down again. Okay, so that's the difference between a standard bucket carry and a bucket penalty. So once you've done your penalties, or you've got no penalties and you're heading to the finish, your last obstacle, and it's a mandatory obstacle, will be the net crawl. Once you've done your net crawl, you'll head straight down to the finish between the 2 barrels at the end, where your time will be recorded. Okay, so as I finish my race, so I've got my armband on, I've got 2 bands left. I'm going to check in with the starter or the starter's assistant, tell them how many bands I've got. And if you want to be really helpful, you can just pop your band off and stick it back. Try and get it in the same number order if you can. And once you've checked in with the starter's assistant, pop your bands in there, and then you can leave the same way you came in.